the deal? What is the deal? What is... Because I'm not doing a reading. I'm talking my shizness today. So, you already know, if you watch me with a good heart and good intentions, you are blessed and protected. But if you will reap what you sow for by not being a crusty, crabby, raggedy, and talk about my sperm donor, my baby daddy, because there hasn't been really too many videos about him. But today I came across a video, and this course is always from a reader. The point should be happening. As I'm listening to her, certain things and some stuff don't be resonating, but it's part of the story. So I just posted it in my community, the video I'm talking about, and it seems that my baby daddy is the main culprit of the about it. I'm just going to talk about my ex-boyfriend with a domestic violence situation. I don't know. So my son's father, I met him, and I think I talked about him a little bit in one of my previous videos. But when I was living with my grandmother, and I ended up living with my grandmother because I had a falling out with my cousin Charisse, the one that knows that I was gifted, the one I used to live with, because me and her got into a fight and all that. Aunt or whatever the hell that old lady is to her told her that I was more powerful than my mother and my grandmother. So we got into a big argument, and there was just shit happening that my grandmother was like for me to stay with her, so I ended up staying with my grandmother. So while I was staying with my grandmother, a bitch was bored. A little bit. It was not my type. If he wasn't attractive to me. Like, I'm gonna be honest, he wasn't cute to me. Like, he wasn't. He was short, he was skinny. His nickname on the chat line was motherfucking Leatherface. I mean, he was short and skinny. He wasn't my type, but he was smart. You know, conversating with him, he was smart. So that's why I end up hanging with him more, chilling with him more. We end up having a sexual relationship. We end up having a fling. It wasn't a relationship. It was just a... wasn't all that. Where a lot of times, I'm not a person of anal sex, where he literally almost like, kind of like a date rape a little bit, because he still decided to do it and I didn't want to. There was, and I got pregnant because the nigga probably did something with the condom. Because, like I said, I'm the one that used to bring the condoms. So I don't even know how the fuck I got pregnant in the first place. Beats me. Because I made sure that the condom was on his shit. I'm the one that brought the condoms. So we were having a little when it happened. When I knew it. The moment abortion I've had, because I took a pregnancy test, and when I took a pregnancy test, I'm not doing that after 3 months. The babies are like, you know, developing, and so I did not know if I was gonna keep my child or not. Because he was somebody that I had a fling with. I was not ready to be a parent. I didn't even have a place on my own. I didn't have no motherfucking job. I was living with my grandmother, and there was no way in hell I was ready for parenthood. Hell, I was not ready for parenthood. That having a child was the last thing on my fucking mind. I'm the one, anytime I have sex with somebody, I'm the one who brought the motherfucking condoms. This bitch wasn't playing. I don't think so. No babies here. I was not trying to have any until I was ready to have them. But my son was supposed to be here. And the reason why I say that is because me and my son share the same numbers in our birthday. Literally, all the numbers in our birthday are identical. Switched around differently, but are identical. So, believe me. He told me I think he told me to have an abortion, but I told him I don't believe in abortion, so I will not be having an abortion. I don't believe in abortion. So I had the baby. I think I knocked on his door when I had a belly. Right? To show him you having a baby. So I went back over to show him you having a child. He did the same thing. He didn't believe it. Right? So I said, okay. Or child. So I left it alone. The thing is, he came out of nowhere. And then this other Scorpio asked him, I was in a domestic violence relationship, if he says somebody. Who's my hitman? So, from the reading, from what I'm getting, the reading is he's in his feelings because he thinks I betrayed him. What the betrayal is, I had a baby when he said to get rid of it, or that's not my problem. It's my body, my choice. And if I'm the one that brought the condoms, that means he's the one that removed the condom. 1331 as I looked up. So that's truth. So that means he got me pregnant on purpose so that I could be a single mother and be stressed out, because that's going in the readings too. Because again, I'm the one that brought the condom. That means on the chat line to see to somebody he thought. I was like, yeah. I was like, you met anybody around here? He was like, yeah, some Dominican girl. I was like, and what happened? And I was like, what happened with that? He was like, she's crazy. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah. Then I ended up letting him know, stupid, I ain't fucking Dominican, I'm fucking Puerto Rican. And you talking to the girl that you think that you sitting there talking shit about. Yeah. He's a whole whatever, right? So while I was already going through the thing, I was in some training. I live in New York, so I was going through some training, some computer training. I went to some computer training class to get a trade. I forgot what it was for, but I went to some training class, and it was on 125th Street, right? He was still working for UPS. I came out with smoking a cigarette, and when I was smoking a cigarette, I called him this big. He has like a big ass cheese smile on his face, like, oh my god, I see her, and I'm looking at him like, why is he smiling? What he smiling for? And I told him, I was like, you know, I had a baby, right? My son had to be like 3 or 4 years old because he was talking a little bit. So I gave him a chance. I exchanged numbers with him. Mind you, I'm skipping ahead. I'm skipping fast. When I gave birth to my son, he did come to where I live. Where I live, where I met the ex-boyfriend, crazy Scorpio, like not even a year old. Because when I went through this boyfriend, when I end up in a domestic violence situation with this asshole. Right? So I'm guessing the Scorpio baby father sent the Scorpio psycho to me. My uncle was living with me. My uncle's the one that, my uncle, at the time my uncle was living with me, and my uncle was telling me that someone's at the door, and I'm like, who the fuck is at the door? And it's him, and I'm like, how the fuck you know where I live? So I never gave him my address. He popped up in my house. He popped up in my apartment, and I never gave him my address. He came to my apartment, it was around Thanksgiving, to come show a car. To come show me some car that he got. He took his mother's car. He was driving his mother's car. He came to show me his mother's car. And I'm like, I just had a baby, which is your baby, and you came to not see your baby. You came to show me your mother's car. Then he popped up again, thinking that he was going to get some. Like, he popped up again to my apartment. Like, you coming uninvited, nigga. I didn't invite you. He popped up to my apartment again. I have a child, stupid. I just gave birth to a child. And you going to get some buns? You think you was going to wait? Jessica, my friend at the time, because she's still alive. I needed money, and my grandma was gonna give me money, and he was in my house. So, and he didn't want to take me. He didn't want to go. Mind you, I don't know if he lived over there still. So I left him in the house with my son. I said, watch my son. Watch your son. Watch your son. Because I left him in the house with my child while I went to go get money from my grandmother, which is around the same area where he lives, if he still lives, my friend to take me. So he stood in the house. He stood in my apartment with my child. When I came back, my son was crying. And he's just staring there, looking at my son crying. I'm like, why are you not helping him? Why are you not stopping him from crying? He was like, why? I'm going to let him cry. Why am I picking him up? Why? Like, tell me why. What you mean, why? Why are you letting him cry like that? And then he told me that was not his son. That you denying my child? You're telling me that's not your son? You the only person that I've been with, you stupid fuck. No, there was somebody else I was talking to. But that's not his child. It's this nigga's child. He done not my child. Why would you understand? I have family that could help me. I wasn't there. My mother was showing me that she wasn't there because she would come visit me. She wouldn't give me a break. I would ask her if I wanted to smoke a cigarette. She wouldn't stay no more than half an hour, nothing. So I never had a break. When I had my son, I never had a help or a break. And when I did have my help did not come from my family. Besides my grandmother. My grandmother, that's it. And the friends that I did have at the time that were friends. I had more help from my friends than I did from my family. 444 on the clock. My friends were there more in my house to help me with my son than my mother was. So, in my mind, at that time, I was like, I needed a man to help me raise my child. I don't know why I thought like that. And I tried twice. I did this 2 times. Twice I tried this. My son was old enough to talk. 2 times. I didn't even let my son know that was father on the phone. I just said, hey, say hello to my friend. Or say hello. And dude said nothing. My son saying hello, hello. And I remember this to the T. My son was taking a shower because it was bath time. And I was washing him. When he was younger in the bathtub, he was very talkative, right? So I called him when my son was in the shower. And he said nothing to my son. Nothing. I didn't ever call him back. When it came to my son, you son, you son. I ain't no fool back ever again. Ever. Fuck out of my face. You tripping. So he hurt. That's not my fucking problem. He should have been. He should have spoke up at the time when he had the opportunity, and he didn't. Oh, I gotta go through all that. Anyway, I'm done talking. So if this is my baby daddy, sperm donor that's been doing this, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. There's more things keep getting exposed. More people keep getting exposed. More things keep getting exposed. And he's another one that he's affiliated probably with the Bloods. Because in the area he was where my grandmother lived. And my grandmother used to live on 163rd on Prospect. Gang of gang members. It ain't gang stalking by strangers. I'm literally being gang stalked by gang members. Because everybody is an affiliation with a gang. What the fuck? Down to where I grew up at, their blood. Where I moved to, they were, the crazy ex-boyfriend, he was, he's, my first boyfriend, he wasn't in a gang, but as he grew up into an adult, he ended up becoming a blood. What's these people's problems? Everybody went to become a gang member. It's just like every single person that I got involved with end up going into a gang. Or they were already in a gang. My son's father's name is Johnny Tillman. His nickname is Yaya. His mother's name is Corey. I remember all that. Brother. I forgot his brother's name. Tommy or something. Intellectual. The look, he not there. It wasn't my intention to get pregnant. It wasn't my intention to have a baby. It wasn't. That's what turned me on was what he was saying out his mouth. Whatever he was talking, I was listening. I like smart people. I'm attracted to smart people. They teach me something that I don't know. So, yeah, man. I don't know. He got cut off because he dissed my son. So if he feeling away, I don't know what to tell him. And he made me feel away. He had my number. So if me stopping from calling him, he sending people after me. Magic. Thunder is a confirmation. Somebody's doing magic to use me, so I don't know who it is. But then at the end of the day, I'm truly believing that all these people that got exposed, that have a part of my story or have a part to play with it. Because this is different parts of my life. Whether they all know each other and all had an affiliation, or every part of my life cycle that I went through, somebody in each part did something. And it was pertaining to, they did some spell work. Maybe finally here, when I got here, everybody grouped up after one big group and came after me. But everybody groups coming after me in every place that I moved to. What the fuck? Man. Anyway, so this is, it really wasn't nothing to it. Company, like, he was relaxed, cool company, like, relax, chilling shit. To kill time because he was bored. He would call me in the afternoons to come lay down with him because he had to go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I would go over there, chill, go lay down with him. He would go to sleep, and I would go back to my grandmother's house. Because he had to be up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to go to his job. So he used to call me just to go to sleep. He used to call me over just to go to sleep. I gotta go to work. Can you come lay down with me? That's the phone call they used to get. I gotta go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. Can you come lay down? Can you come go to sleep with me? Can you come lay down with me? Can you come lay next to me? Like I said, I remember my stories, and I remember them very vividly. Because he couldn't step up to be the man that, then on top of that, I was in my mother's house every day. I to the motherfucking bathroom. So I read, to fuck shit up, that I had to keep my distance. We had to go by the rules and regulations because we were breaking away from their parent, and that my mother did not allow. I can see him talk a lot of shit about my mom, but my mom did some fucked up shit to me when my son was older. But when my son was a child, she did not take me away from my child. She made sure I was there. She made sure I had my son. I raised my child. And I say this freely because we don't have no issues anymore. I don't have no ACS case. We're out of the system. All that shit is done and over with. My son is going on 19. So just in case anybody don't think that I raised my son, I did raise my son. He was removed from me 6 months, but I did help raise my child. I still got my little experiences. I didn't miss too much, but I still missed a lot. I missed a whole bunch, but I still got his piece. I do. And that I will remember. The that I did. I'm not broken. I'm a strong bitch, and you cannot. I am Puerto Rican. I am black. I am Taino. I am all. I am ancient. I come from strong bloodline. Los Tainos. Native American, baby. That's where my bloodline really comes from. And then I got African in my blood too, baby. I'm the best of both worlds. So I got a strong bloodline. Strife. Talking shit now in general to whoever. Inside somebody's vagina that they know a female. No, 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 no. You little dick pen. That's the second pencil. I'm here I'm real quick to talk shit about everybody, whoever came for me. Everybody come for me. I'm ready to talk about all y'all shits. Expose y'all. I have the disgust face. Anyway, I'm done talking. I feel disgusted. Anyway, I'm out of here. I feel nasty. I feel like disgusted right now. So, if my baby daddy was going over there talking to it, the nigga had a chance. When it with the court case and ACS and all this shit, we weren't gonna add him to the list. I'm out because I don't even want to think about like already done healed from that. But we're not gonna talk about it because I already got over it. I already healed from that, and I really don't need to repeat the story over and over again. But yeah, no. And there was nothing to heal from a baby daddy. He didn't break my heart. I wasn't broken hearted. He was a nigga that I wasn't even in a relationship with. And it's like, I don't want to call my son a mistake, but shit happens. And I just figured out my son was supposed to be here. That's it. It is what it is. Things happen all the time. And that's something that just happened. That was supposed to happen. That's what I know now. So, I don't know. Is tied in all of this. If it wasn't for all this, because obviously his hands is tied into something, I probably would have allowed. I would have allowed him to be in my son's life if he was genuine, if he really wanted to be. All this to be done for what? So this is the one that's doing this for me to go. Who's doing all this shit? What man, what ex-boyfriend is doing all this shit? What ex-lover is doing all this shit to make me struggle so that I could go back to them? That's stupid. And with money, he's the only one that I know that got money. Because when I met him, he was buying shit from China. And look, connection to China. He was buying shit from China. He had his PS connected to the monitor, the TV screen, and all that shit. High-tech, fancy. He was talking all high-tech, fancy, and he had money. So at the point I'm thinking it's him now. Because everybody else I know ain't had no motherfucking money. They were broke. They ain't got no money. He's the only one that I met that actually had money. And I wasn't in a relationship with him. So his mother told him I'm after his money. So his mother lied to him and said, I'm after his money. That's why I was having his baby. Please. My mother was in the military. I don't need your fucking money, bitch. Now I know who it is. Now I know who it is. The only person I know, mother, son, brother. Where's my pendulum? Angels, ancestors, spirits of the divine white light, light attribute only. The person that's attacked there's been so many people that's attacking me, it's not even funny. Let's just put it this way. Is Yaya Tillman, baby daddy, a part of this? The noise coming out from outside and my pendulum swinging, yes? Then yes. Was the mother the one doing spell work on me? Does the mother know? All right, so does my baby daddy and my ex-boyfriend, the two Scorpios, know each other? No. So Tim and Yaya don't know each other. Does somebody that I mess with know Lando? Does Lando know my baby father? Yeah. Because Lando, he came out of nowhere. I don't, and I keep telling him, you popped out of nowhere. You came out of nowhere. And I don't know where he came from. I don't know where I met him. I don't know where I met him. Oh. And that nigga was a little psycho. I thought he was a little gay too. But he was turn me on. But at the end of the day, the fuck out. I don't know. He stressed me out. I was trying he stressed me out. Like, I don't know what I know that nigga put a spell on me. I know that did, because I remember going to sleep and waking up and the middle of my head was cut. Like, it was short. And I remember because I was trying to grow my hair and my hair was like, oh, I was like, finally it grew. Right? Because it was short already. I was like, oh shit, finally it grew. And then I go to my hair and this shit is short. Like, literally, he cut a chunk of my hair. Like, a chunk of my hair. And like, you cut my hair? And he said, yeah. I gave it to my aunt to see if you're the one. He told me this. He told me the truth, though. He was honest. He said, yeah, I gave it to my aunt. So you cut my hair while I was sleeping in the middle of the night to give to your fucking aunt. Lord have mercy. And this is the Lando guy. This is not even the baby daddy. This is somebody else. All of them. Baby daddy and I'm not feeling y'all. There's no love with somebody else. Once I fell in love and started loving somebody else, all for all any of y'all went out the window, down the toilet. It will never be rekindled ever again. Ever. So you can't come in with no sly, slick offer. You can't send no ex-lover. You can't send no ex-friend. You cannot send no ex-family member because I ain't fucking with them neither. Until all this shit literally comes to light to the public. Like, not through no tarot reading where I actually get a fucking documentation or word out of somebody's mouth. Everything that I'm saying is correct. Then I'll fucking figure out who I will allow back into my life. Because then I know who was a part of what. But until then, everybody can fucking kick rocks. And I'm going to just stay connected to them until guessing and using my discernment. Then that's when I start determining who the